So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So guys, someone's asked me on Instagram about Manny Pacquiao, what's going on? And asked me that, Imran, would you like to see Manny Pacquiao? He's asked me a couple of questions. He goes, if Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather fought right now, both guys haven't fought for a very long time. Who do you think would win that fight? And who do you think would have won the fight if they had fought when Manny Pacquiao, around 2010, when Manny Pacquiao was in the form of his life? You know what? My answer to you is that Manny Pacquiao, at that point, I don't know if anyone could have beaten him. I don't know. I would have had to seen it because he was unbelievable and unbeatable in around that 3-4 year period. And that was when I feel like that was his peak, and he was unbelievable. And I don't know whether anyone beats him around that time. When Mayweather fought Pacquiao, Pacquiao started to look a bit more vulnerable. And he, for me, wasn't the same fighter that we saw in that from 2007, 6 to what, 2010, 11. I think 4 or 5 year period, Manny Pacquiao looked unbelievable. If they were to fight right now, I would favor Pacquiao, just because I think Pacquiao's been more active. I think Pacquiao's probably, although Mayweather lives the life and he lives clean, Pacquiao's been more active. Pacquiao's been fighting at top level. You know, he's been fighting at top level. He just beat Keith Thurman in his last fight. I know that was a long time ago. We're talking about almost 2 years ago now when he beat Thurman. So really, that's a long time ago, especially when you're a guy that's going from 40 to 42 and you're not staying active. It gets harder. It does get harder, irrespective of how hard. And Manny Pacquiao now is a lot older. He's not the fighter he was. But if the fight was to happen now, I would have to favor Manny Pacquiao. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I think Manny beats Mayweather right now, and I don't think it's fair really to do that fight. I'll tell you why. Because I think Mayweather's not fought. When was the last time he had a competitive fight? In 2015. That was 6 years ago, guys. That was a long time ago. He had a fight against a competitive fighter, against Berto. You know, after that, I know he's fought the McGregor, and he fought, you know, in Japan against the kickboxer, and now he's fighting Logan Paul. But these aren't top level fights against former world champions or world champions. You know, these are exhibitions, you can say. So to be honest with you, I don't think Mayweather would beat Pacquiao right now. I think Pacquiao would beat him, and I don't think that, personally, I don't think that fight will happen, because I don't think Mayweather would fight Pacquiao now. Why would he want to risk, you know, I don't think he would want to risk that, because why give somebody a chance that you beat, an opportunity to potentially beat you, when he's probably got the better chance because he's been more active, he's been fighting at top level, you know, so it doesn't make any sense, really. It doesn't make any sense, because Mayweather, let's not forget, is older than Manny Pacquiao. He's older than Manny Pacquiao. And against, when Mayweather fought McGregor, I don't think he looked too great. Now, I don't know how seriously Mayweather took that fight against McGregor. But nevertheless, that McGregor fight was ages ago. That McGregor fight was before I started my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel now has been going on for a very long time. So you can imagine, how long do you guys know that I've been on YouTube for? So think about how long ago that fight was. And think about how long you guys have been watching me. So I don't think that fight happens, personally. I think it's a dream. It was a dream at one point. 2 years ago, I thought the fight was going to happen, and I was talking about it, making videos about it. But I think people fantasize about it. They would love to see the rematch. And let's be honest, financially, it may still be a way bigger fight than any other fight out there. Would Mayweather-Pacquiao be the biggest fight out of all the current boxers? Yeah. It would be a huge fight. And the reason why it would be a huge fight is because both guys are two of the biggest names in boxing. And what I mean by that is both guys have a crazy following. They have huge social media numbers. Probably two of the best fighters in the last 30 years. Two of the greatest fighters ever. Two guys that have a huge profile. Two huge pay-per-view stars. and two great fighters. And I think Mayweather's 50-0, and I think people would think that because it would be a proper fight, not an exhibition. I actually think a lot of people would think that Mayweather would have a chance of losing, and that's why a lot of people tuned in to watch Mayweather anyway. They thought he had a chance of losing, but I do think that they would definitely tune in for this, because I think they would think that Mayweather has a great chance of again, he'd have a great chance of losing. So that's why people would probably tune in to the fight. But yeah, I don't think the fight happens. Just to give you my honest opinion, but I think if they were to fight right now, I would favor Manny Pacquiao to win. And I would love to see the rematch. Honestly, I would love to see it, but a reason why I haven't done video in Pacquiao and Mayweather. Mayweather I'll probably start doing, because obviously he's gonna fight Logan Paul, and I like Mayweather and Pacquiao, man. I know a lot of people, Pacquiao gets a lot of love and Mayweather gets a lot of criticism, but actually I like both guys. I've always liked both guys. I like Pacquiao more because of his fighting style and exciting, but I'm not one of those guys that's just because I like Pacquiao's style more that I give Mayweather hate. No, I like both guys. I think both guys done great for boxing. I think both guys are legends. I think both guys are two of the greatest ever. I respect both guys. I respect both guys, and I respect both what they've done, because I think as a boxing fan, how can you not? I know some people, some Pacquiao fans, they don't like Mayweather. That's because they have a real strong connection with Manny. With me, it's more, I respect Manny Pacquiao because I believe he's a all-time great, but so is Mayweather's an all-time great. So they both deserve their credit, and they both will go down in boxing history and be remembered in boxing history as great fighters. So I think both of them really deserve their props, deserve their credit, because like I said, they've both, for me, done a lot in the sport. They've both done great things, and they both deserve a huge amount of credit. But I don't think this rematch that we fantasize happens. Although they're both aged, I think Mayweather would know that Pacquiao stands a very good chance now of beating him. And I think what you've got to understand is when Mayweather fought Pacquiao at that time, Mayweather was very sharp. Mayweather was in form, and Mayweather was coming off some great wins. He was very sharp. Very sharp. You know, he had come off some very tough fights. I know he had 2 fights with Maidana, I believe, before he took on Pacquiao. And those fights were tough. And then before that, I believe he fought Canelo. You know, so look at the level of the competition he was fighting before the Pacquiao fight. He was fighting at a very high level. And Mayweather was very sharp. And he was still, I know people say that Mayweather wasn't in his prime when he fought Pacquiao and he was old. But Mayweather was sharp. He was sharp. He was on form. He was on fire at that point, you know, and he was coming off some really good wins as well against very good competition, like coming off Maidana and 2 Maidana fights and Canelo. That's very stiff competition, to say the least. And then before that, he was fighting, you know, Guerrero. He's fought some really good fighters before that as well. Yeah, I think Mayweather. I think Mayweather, at that point he fought Pacquiao, he was really looking sharp. Whereas, obviously, now it'd be a different ballgame because he hasn't fought at a high level for a very long time. And Pacquiao just recently come off a win against Thurman. So out of the two, he'd be more confident. And I think Pacquiao, although Mayweather beat him when they fought, I actually think he'd struggle now. And I think Pacquiao's speed, his movement now would cause him a lot of trouble, because I don't think Mayweather would have the reflexes, have the speed, the cat-like reflexes that Mayweather had. Mayweather had unbelievable reflexes, so sharp, so fast. You know, he was like he was unbelievable, like a cheetah. You know, so fast. And people call him a runner. I think he was just an exceptional boxer, exceptional defensive fighter. See, a lot of people that find a guy boring call him a runner. But he's just using his boxing skills and his ability, his foot speed, his hand speed. You know, Mayweather had great speed, Great speed. I know as he moved up the weight classes, his combination punching, he didn't throw as many punches in combinations, and it was more single shots with Mayweather, whereas Pacquiao was a very fast combination puncher, and it was and when you watch a combination puncher, it's a lot more exciting to watch, and Pacquiao was, that's what I mean, he was a lot more exciting. But the reason why Pacquiao lost a few times and got stopped a few times, because of the fact that Pacquiao was aggressive. Pacquiao did throw a lot of punches. Pacquiao was a proper fighting man in the sense he liked to go toe-to-toe. He liked to have a scrap. That's why when you're offensive-minded like that, you are going to lose fights. You are going to lose fights because you're leaving yourself more open. Pacquiao wasn't as defensively as responsible as Mayweather. Mayweather was a lot more defensively sound and harder to hit clean, flush. And even if you did hit him once, you won't hit him again. You definitely wouldn't catch him with 2 or 3 shots because he was so defensively sound. Whereas Pacquiao was more aggressive. He was more open. He let his hands go a lot more, which left him open, left him more vulnerable. And that's why you saw against Marquez what happened early on in his career as well. And yeah, because Pacquiao was aggressive. Even though for the fighting style that Manny Pacquiao had, he had a great chin. Had a great chin because even against Thurman, when I saw that fight, Pacquiao took a lot of shots in that fight against a bigger man. Thurman was almost twice the size of Pacquiao, and Thurman can punch. He hit Pacquiao with his best shots, and Pacquiao just bounced off his chin. So that's what I mean. Pacquiao had an incredible chin. Otherwise, he would have probably been knocked out a few more times. But his chin was unbelievable. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't think the fight is going to happen. But I think, yeah, if would Pacquiao beat Floyd Mayweather now? Yes. I think if you look at it from, unless Mayweather was to come back and put in an unbelievable performance, which obviously you can never write Mayweather off. But as of right now, from when you see the level he's been fighting, what he's been doing, it's what have you done for me lately? And since 2015, he hasn't really fought against a pro boxer. And whereas Manny Pacquiao has been fighting guys like Jesse Vargas, he fought Lucas Matisse, he fought Adrian Broner, he fought Keith Thurman, so Manny Pacquiao's fought at a very good level. You would say he's not fought for a pound-for-pound level in a while, like Crawford or Spence, who people view as... Thurman was great, but nobody ever viewed Thurman as the best pound-for-pounder. But still, very, very good level, because at that point, Thurman was an undefeated welterweight champion. And a lot of people, let's not forget, were picking him to beat Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao, for me, upset the odds, even though I always felt Pacquiao would beat Thurman. But I think Manny Pacquiao upset majority of boxing fans. A lot of people thought Thurman would win. Pacquiao showed up and beat him. But that's Manny Pacquiao. That's why, he's the legend he is. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. If Manny Pacquiao was to fight Floyd Mayweather now, who would you favor in a rematch? Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.